All right, welcome to the Dark Match Podcast. It's another week of wrestling.
Oh,
Come and gone.
I don't get an episode listing on this new format. What are we up to now? Is this 2023, 24?
This is 20.
Ah,
Unless I misnumbered at some point, but I don't think so.
I feel like
I think
the last 6 episodes have been number 19.
Yeah, I think I did do that at some point. At least in Zencasters is the thing we used to do. I think for there was 3 weeks in a row where it was all episode 19, 17 or something like that, and then I finally figured it out. I don't know, by the time I posted it was correct on Anchor and stuff, but yeah, it was confusing for that. But I think the thing, we had a good week of wrestling. I mean, despite some of the weirdness with NXT, there's some good stuff on there. I saw the crowbar thing. I didn't hate it. I don't know.
The only thing about that was weird to me was that the crowbar was clearly too high for Pete Dunne to have been the one intended to get it. It was 12 feet up. When Pete Dunne climbed up there, he would have had to spring up off the ropes to get that damn crowbar. But the match was pretty good. I don't know. I think I sent you this in a text message that I'm starting to think that Tony D'Angelo is the NXT version of QT Marshall, because I completely forgot Pete Dunne existed, and it's predominantly because he's been stuck in this feud for weeks now.
Yeah.
And this new NXT format, you don't the guys that are in feuds, they just sort of disappear for a couple of weeks, and then it pops back, and then it's been a little weird. There was a lot more consistency with the black and gold, where, Cole and O'Reilly were in a feud, so every week you got at least a little bit. They've sort of lost that thread a little bit with 2.0. I think it's because they're trying to throw so much at the wall, but I don't know, maybe. But it's looking like Pete Dunne's headed to the main roster anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Both him and Ciampa had kind of main event matches this past week. Ciampa with a fresh coat of paint on his beard.
Yes, it was very cleanly done. He didn't have the drip like Jericho, so he didn't go to Frank and get the oil slick hair dye.
Yeah. Oh man. We also had AJ Styles pop up on NXT as well. What did you think of that?
I thought they did well with it. I was really worried that they were sending AJ down to do the job for Grayson Waller, and I was glad that he didn't. The match was a lot better than anything else that I've seen from Grayson Waller, which is saying a lot. He did have, when he was only on 205 Live, he had a handful of matches that were pretty good. It was against guys that are no longer with the company. But he had a couple of good ones. I want to say he did one with August Gray that was memorable. So I mean, he's talented. The character is irritating as shit, so he's doing his job. I really was worried that the Phenomenal One signed that extension for God knows how many years at an extremely high dollar amount to keep him from going elsewhere. And I really was worried that they were going to have him do the job down there for him. And for him to get the win, it eased some of that tension on my end. But I really liked that it was also sort of this match is out of the way and now LA Knight's back. I really liked the way that played out. So I was pleased with the whole segment. I'm shocked LA Knight isn't also doing main event trial matches. I don't know how that guy's not, Intercontinental champion or something at this point. Look at the guy. He's a promo powerhouse. You put a microphone in his hand and he kills it. He looks like $1 million. There's no question. He's he may be a hair short for a Vince guy, but if you really think about it, John Cena's only 5'10", or something. He's not tall. generally was sort of dwarfed by most of the giants that they put him in the ring with. So it's a little weird to me that I don't know if maybe he, I think he was in the E previously, and maybe he got some heat, and that's why he's sort of stuck in NXT. But yeah, I'm happy to see him back. So that whole segment went well for me.
Anything else that kind of stuck out at you for NXT this week?
Not really. I thought we'd get more. Just I don't know. They're coming off of New Year's Evil, and it may just be because I watched it at 5:00 Wednesday morning after limited sleep. But Roderick Strong wasn't on the episode that I can remember, which was a little weird coming off New Year's Evil. But I think that was the only thing that kind of stood out. But Carmelo Hayes cut a great promo, so I was pleased with that. It was fine. I think I'm gonna suspend any like major worry for NXT 2.0. I'm gonna give them like 6 months. They're trying a lot of stuff, and a lot of it feels like disjointed as hell. But I think it'll sort of start to mesh, and the show may be a little bit more coherent and consistent. A little ways down the line when they figure out what they're going to stick with.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious what we end up with as far as like once we get around WrestleMania and like kind of post WrestleMania, kind of the part where we used to have call ups and stuff like that. Like, I feel like that's the timeline they're giving themselves, considering when NXT 2.0 started. I feel like they're giving themselves basically 6 months right there to kind of figure this whole 2.0 out and really find it.
Yeah.
And I think if it doesn't feel like a solid state by the end of that, then maybe there's a problem.
Yeah.
But
and I think too, like they don't really have much of a choice because there's no way that either Raw or SmackDown after WrestleMania that Braun Breaker is not on one of your two shows. So I think they brought him out. He was easily the thing that was going to get over quickest. He's obviously like top tier of that new level or that new crew that's 2.0. And he's not going to be there long. He's got way too much momentum. So I think it's going to be important for them to like hammer down what works, what doesn't, what we need to do going forward, because they're not going to have that guy at the top for too terribly long at all.
Right.
He already feels like he's on a loner program. So it's gonna that's really gonna be the true test is, 2 weeks after WrestleMania, what does NXT look like?
Right.
So I'm interested to see it. It's not going to be the same thing. Mostly because NXT as it was in its glory is now half of AEW. So
I do really just hope, I hope NXT succeeds. I hope, Ring of Honor does come back in April. I think they're doing a super card of honor. They just announced that for WrestleMania week in Texas. I hope. I don't even need to extend hope to Impact. It's the cockroach. It's going to be around like WWE could come and go, but Impact's still going to be there no matter what.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to all to succeed. I want all these people to have like good places to go or to figure stuff out like Effie has basically done, where he's just like, I don't need to be on any of these big shows. I can kind of do my thing, which is a very kind of a niche thing, but he can make a good living off of it, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I feel like Danhausen probably makes more money not being signed to anybody than he would on a contract.
Well, he was Ring of Honor, but then he got injured. He broke his leg, so so you got that. But he was on Conan's podcast.
Yeah, I can't tell you that I've ever seen him wrestle, but I know exactly who he is, and I see him more often than any other wrestler. But But yeah, speaking of Ring of Honor, I'm holding out hope of all hopes that if Sinclair really is gonna part ways with it as a product, at this point, I want DX and William Regal to buy that sumbitch and just dominate. I mean, that's what NXT was essentially. It was a polished version of Ring of Honor. So it's exactly what they had. Regal could still, scout the kind of talent that he wants to watch. I don't know. I think it would be a beautiful thing. Mostly because I think it would be awesome to see Paul get out from under Vince and like sprout, and it'd be do or die at that point. I have a lot of faith. So we shall see.
I think if Paul had the money he has, but not the connection to the McMahon family, like his father-in-law, I kind of feel like he'd absolutely be doing this. Like no question. I think it's if he doesn't, it's more like he doesn't want to rock the boat with his family, unless there's some kind of like divorce announcement, which I don't think is coming. They do seem to, at least outwardly, seem to have a good marriage or whatever. So who knows?
Then again, if somebody was just going to like shell out cash for a wrestling company, there is a former wrestler that's just floating in money that bought a football league from Vince McMahon.
Yeah. It's like Brewster's Millions at this point. He can't, I don't even think if he tried to spend probably all the money he has like per day, like a certain amount, like he's making too much money on interest that it's just like difficult for him to even get to that point.
And everything he touches just suddenly it's the most streamed thing on Netflix, or it's the fastest growing energy drink company that's ever existed on Earth, which I didn't think anything would ever overtake Red Bull, which sort of came out of nowhere. But yeah, I mean, he launched 2 new flavors of the shit on Tuesday, and by Tuesday afternoon, you couldn't even get it. Amazon was like, we don't know when it's, just hold out hope. You might get it eventually.
Oh man. Well, I think this might be the first wrestling podcast done in front of a wall of Taylor Swift artwork.
I did it intentionally since we brought it up. I think it was 2 weeks ago. So I thought I would do something a little different. The in-laws are here, and the baby, and they're like in my usual space. So I thought I'm gonna really change it up this time. I'm gonna get in front of the wall of T Swift.
Man, I wonder if like they brought back the guest hosting of the 2000s, 2010s, the teens there. Like if they did that and they brought in Taylor Swift to host, would the Swifties, would they pump the rating to like a pretty good number? Is this what we need to get Raw back up to like decent ratings?
It might be. Have her perform at Mania and see what it does. At least then you can justify spending the money.
Right.
But yeah, I give it a shot. I mean, the Swifties will literally watch anything that they're told she's going to be a part of. I know this because I've had to sit through countless things that no one should have to watch, like AMAs and ACMs and all the award shows that shouldn't exist anymore. And on top of all that, I had to watch Cats. And that was the most horrible piece of shit that has ever been put to film. I will put that up against any of Ben Affleck's worst, and the Ben Affleck film is going to be a million times better. I guarantee it. Geely, Reindeer Games, Jersey Girl, which I have a soft spot for. I loved that movie. But you bring whatever you think is the worst Ben Affleck film, and I promise you, Cats is worse.
Well, if we're going to talk about acting work of wrestlers, let's move on to that. I really like Peacemaker so far, and on top of that, the opening credit sequence just is delightful. I'm going to post it in the show notes. It just needs to be seen by everybody. Whether or not you're interested in watching the show, you should just watch the opening credits.
Yeah, It's the most, it's heartwarming. And like I told you, the most amazing part about it is, that half of those people probably have excellent rhythm and can dance. And like John Cena has tons of rhythm. And the fact that like they're so good at what they do that they look like cardboard cutouts of people trying to dance. Like it's a marvel what they pull off in that opening sequence. And it's not Steel Panther. What is the band that does that song?
Yeah, I don't. We'd have to look it up.
They tour still. And they do the just raunchy ass 80s hair band songs. It may be Steel Panther.
Let's see. Peacemaker. What is the song played in the opening credits? It is. Okay, this is a long ass thing to get to it, so they can get you to like look at a bunch of Google ads.
It's like reading a recipe. When I was 6, my grandmother immigrated. This is how you make a knockoff Crunch Wrap.
Do you want to taste it? Wigwam.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's got a real Steel Panther vibe to it. It's amazing. The show's great so far. But that opening credits sequence is, God, it's a work of art.
So back to actual wrestling now. Well, one thing John Cena this week said, he's not done. He's not done by a long shot in wrestling. So, and seeing Sting still go at it like week in and week out, like, I mean, maybe not week in and week out, but just showing up and like doing some crazy spots every now and then. Like, yeah, John Cena could totally, show back up as long as he doesn't get so successful like The Rock, where he just literally it doesn't make sense for him to even spend time to come back.
Well, I think the reason the summer of Cena ended when it did was because he had to go back into quarantine to film in Canada. So, I mean, reasonably, Peacemaker's done filming. I don't know if he's working on anything else, but a John Cena Rumble win to challenge Roman could be something special.
Yeah.
Get number 17.
Get a new NFT T-shirt that sells 6 of it.
Even he thought that was ridiculous.
It was a cool shirt. I would have bought that shirt if it was just in the WWE shop, and I think their T-shirt quality is trash, but I'd still have bought that shirt.
Yeah.
But not for $1,000.
No. And he even thought that the $1,000 thing was stupid. Plus, the point of an NFT is that you're supposed to be the only one with it. You can't sell it to 50 people. No, I don't know.
Well, let's see. We had AEW this week. We had on Dynamite. We had some good stuff on there. We had a new challenger for Hangman. I want to see that trash man go away that showed up before Lance Archer returned, which great to see Lance Archer. He took a really bad moonsault kind of landing on his head like a few months ago, and good to see, his head still on his neck and him back, relatively soon. I do get a little worried about like certain people like Archer and to a lesser extent Brian Cage. I had to clarify which Cage because there's multiple cages and pages. I do feel like he's going to be fed to Hangman to some degree. So how is Archer going to look strong in what's probably going to be a loss? Who knows?
Yeah, he's not going to get the 60-minute showcase like Danielson did. He's going to get some big spots. He'll look good. He's not going to get to look Wardlow good, but I mean it'll be a good match. He's getting served up to be that like hoss fight defense for Hangman. So yeah, it was good to see him back. But yeah, I'm with you. Dan Lambert can go away. Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page do not need him. So I was listening to some other podcast and like it had a lady on it, and they were talking about that. It's just like, and they talked to their friends about it, and it's like when Dan Lambert shows up, it's just like, why would I want to watch this wrestling program?
You know, like he's just like kind of everything that no one really wants to see. He's like outdated, and it's like a weird attitude era thing that just doesn't matter anymore.
It's like feeling the need to bring Jerry Lawler in to do commentary.
Right.
Like I don't need that for a women's Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Which they did. What was it? The first one, wasn't it?
I don't recall, but probably.
I think
probably
it was.
Makes sense.
I think it was the first one because they were going to have so many of the like Attitude Era women pop in. So they brought Jerry in, and that it was just in bad taste.
Yeah, we don't need to be reminded about puppies from 20 years ago.
No.
20 years ago. Okay, yeah. I thought I was older than I thought for a second. What else do we have? We had Dante Martin versus Will Hobbs. I like to see both of these guys go at it. I thought it was a kind of a fun match. Some shenanigans there, here and there, but like it was a good power like versus quickness fight, and I'd like to see both of these guys. I mean, Dante's kind of getting that push, but Will has he's got a lot of personality there, and then I think that he needs to be wrestling more.
Will's got the unfortunate disadvantage of being the big guy in Team Taz now. That sort of hampered Brian Cage for a while there. And not having the crowd fanfare momentum of Hook. He's just the big guy that stands by the ring when Hook wrestles. Sort of like Wardlow used to be. So we'll see what happens. I like Hobbs a lot. I really liked the way the response Hobbs put out in light of that whole Big Swole thing. It was very tasteful. It would have been great if he had put that out and Tony Khan had not said anything. But but yeah, I mean, I thought his response was very tasteful. He's good in interviews. I've really enjoyed anytime I've heard him on a podcast or whatever. He's great there, and he's good in the ring. For a big guy, he moves well. So it's cool to see him get matches like this where he can do different stuff. And not just have to wrestle Brian Cage because they're the big guys. So it was good to see him work with somebody with as much speed and agility as Dante Martin.
And what I'd love to see is a graphic on Instagram or Twitter. PR team is all elite. That would be great. So Tony just like getting butthurt about things and then like firing off a tweet that's very ill-advised.
Yeah, bring me like a former press secretary or something that's going to handle their PR. Because he gets a little overzealous and says things that he shouldn't a little too often. He's on Twitter. He's got like an Eric Bischoff vibe without like any forethought. So at least when Bischoff did it, it was to intentionally piss you off.
What did WWE say yesterday? They said something very interesting about AEW. The self
mutilation in the women's match, which I don't know if they actually watched the match or just saw stills of the blood. Most of the blood came from accidents. Those spots were not supposed to end like that. So it's just them trying to pander to their shareholders that we're still the kid-friendly product, even though they've really loosened the reins on the PG thing. It's just to save face. We're the family friendly. We're always going to be the ones with the superhero holding the title. We're not going to have women out here doing Michinoku drivers on thumbtacks. Was basically the statement.
Right. And there was actually someone that dug up a letter that Vince sent to Ted Turner like 20 something years ago with also said self-mutilation. Like it was like you've been using, like Hulk Hogan's been bleeding buckets of blood. It's clear that self-mutilation is something celebrated as part of your product, something along that lines. And it was it's just kind of funny for them to just kind of repeat that.
Which wasn't fair at the time because, I mean, Hogan had been tanning and was getting old. And, I mean, his skin was so damn thin that, like, all you had to do was bump him a little bit and he bled. He would take, like, a soft elbow to the noggin and just gush blood.
Yeah.
So, yeah. No, other AEW stuff this week, there was actually a lot of really good matches. Wardlow, CM Punk. Wardlow looked like $1 billion. Just the man he gets better every time he's in the ring. I got pissed off that he didn't get the win here. I know the point of it, but it did not make CM Punk look good at all.
I would have rather, like, not without the roll up, because we've made it very clear on this podcast how we feel about roll ups, unless it's involving Chris Sabin and Moose. But I would have liked like straight up MJF like interfering in that match, drawing the DQ that way.
Yeah.
And like Punk has nothing to do with the actual like ending of that match. And of course, it does take some shine away, and it did. It took some shine away from this feud. But I thought it made it more interesting. I'm sure that MJF can bring this back around, but I think they're setting up this. It's been burning for a while, but this MJF Wardlow feud is going to be there for when this match is over, or possibly, maybe MJF is leaning towards winning this thing, and Wardlow messes it up for MJF, possibly.
I think the biggest takeaway for me was, I mean, I know he's older, but Punk took like the second power bomb and was just dead, like winded as shit, to the point where he took the power bomb through the table on the outside, and even JR commented on how generous the referee's 10 count was to give him time to get back in. I think they took 2 commercial breaks while he was down out there. It did not make him look good at all in any way. I mean, I guess this sort of had like a Chris Sabin roll up feel, because that was the only damn way he was going to beat Wardlow in this one. But it really did. I was already falling off the CM Punk train, and I've tried to make a point not to like rail on it here recently, but it just made him look worse in a lot of ways, and I don't think it did any service to him as a performer, to the feud itself. All it really did was build anticipation for MJF Wardlow, and CM Punk's just an afterthought now. And I thought that was a disservice to everything they've had going on, because the promo battle has been great, but it really did. I thought it took a lot away from what they've had going on for weeks now, and it bothered me a bit.
Yeah, let's just power through some of the rest of it. We had Sheeta versus Deeb. I don't know, number 52 or something like that. I mean, I say that, but it's always fun. It's always good, and it seems like, well, it is. Sheeta is going back to Japan, and she's wrestling some shows there under her old ring name, which is something like Princess something. But Sheeta will be gone and taking some time off for the next few months.
Deeb looked like a boss in this match, though. She's going to be one hell of a challenger for that women's title. Yeah, because I got a feeling she's just going to start destroying women on a weekly basis on her way to a title match. The Adam Cole Trent match was marvelous
from Rampage.
I loved every minute of it. I've longtime Trent Beretta fan, so that match was great. It goes to show you the level of talent that they've got, that they can just throw these matches together kind of willy-nilly, it feels like, and they're just awesome. That match was probably my favorite of the week. If not the best, it was number 2.
And then we got coming up this week, we got a mixed tag match. They've acknowledged Britt Baker and Adam Cole's relationship on TV, and so they're going to be it's going to be the what, Golden Elite or whatever you want to call it. I know a Golden Elite, I think, is if you had a Kota Ibushi. I don't know what version of Red Dragon Elite. I don't know, whatever. Undisputed Elite, who knows?
Undisputed Elite. I was also thinking they could call them the Super Era.
Yeah. We have with Britt Baker versus Chaos Best Friends, whichever like faction you want to call them, coming up here on Dynamite, which I'm excited to see a mixed tag match. I'm excited to see like all these people together. It could be a chaos, no pun intended, but it'll be a lot of fun, I think.
I want to see how they do it. Because I mean, Tony Khan has hinted a couple of times that he's not opposed to intergender stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm curious if they're gonna stick with that BS format where if the man gets tagged in, the other woman has to get out of the ring kind of crap. Because I'd love to see Statlander tangle with Adam Cole.
Yeah,
I think they could put on a great match, just the two of them. So that'll be interesting to see what they do there.
I might have mentioned it a couple times on this podcast, but the first time I saw Statlander was in a match versus Chris Dickinson, and like that guy's like Brian Cage, like swole,
yeah,
and like she picked him up for a jackhammer and held him up there. So she could definitely go toe to toe with any of those guys.
Yeah,
especially like Cole is nothing to her then at that point.
Her Instagram videos of her in the gym make me feel lazy. Like, she just throws some weight around. It's nuts.
Yeah.
I don't what match closed Rampage? I cannot remember for the life of me.
Was it a women's match or was it something else?
the 6-woman match. With Layla costing them the win or whatever.
Yeah.
That was fine. The other team there, I don't recall a ton of good from Raw. I know there was something on there that was kind of memorable. Again, I watched it at like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. SmackDown, there was a Sheamus Ricochet match that was definitely worth watching. And I found it interesting that the promo for Rollins Reigns at Rumble was all Shield stuff, and it all had Ambrose in it. So
which brings us to the all the rumors are pointing towards a Forbidden Door person in WWE, and you know the easy answer is that someone in Impact, because we already have Mickie James going through that door on the women's side, but I'm thinking the more interesting thing would be an AEW thing, and I think maybe the rumor suggested that. Actually,
I think a lot of pretty much everybody just assumes it's Jericho. But if you listen to the Jericho podcast, he has said a lot of real unfriendly stuff about that company of late, to the point where I don't think it would be Jericho anyway. But they have sort of the rumors are teasing that it could be somebody from AEW. I'm still convinced it's either Moose or Morrissey. One of the two, just because of the Mickie James thing. I think you bring in Impact's male champion, so that they're represented in both Rumbles. I'm curious to see what they get out of the deal. Is Kevin Owens going to show up on Impact at some point, or something like that? I don't think they're going to get a Roman. Just because that's yet another group of people to put him around, immunocompromised. But who knows? I mean, he could be in the camp that seems to think that if you got COVID, which he seemed to have gotten over that pretty quickly, that you can't get it again, and that's clearly not the case. But I'm curious to see what Impact's getting out of this whole deal. Because it can't just be money, and they can't just be doing it because Mickie James asked.
Right.
So I'd be curious to see what they're getting out of the deal. But I do after watching SmackDown and all of the promo for this title match at the Rumble featuring Dean Ambrose, I started thinking it might be Mox that turns up. I'm curious if they force him to go back to Ambrose, or if he can be Mox and come out to Wild Thing and, just be his new character. I don't know how they do it. If you bring him back and he's just Ambrose again, that's not really anything Forbidden Door. That's just
right.
you worked out a deal with a guy to come back to do the Rumble.
Right.
But yeah, it was a little odd to me because it's not like they don't have, the Levi Stadium WrestleMania footage, any number of times post Shield breakup that it was Rollins and Reigns. They could have done any number of promotional things with footage that did not have him in it. And it really led me down a path, and it's probably just leading me down a path of disappointment. But
I would say another like kind of easy thing for them to do would be like, as far as an easy AEW Forbidden Door, probably not, like you said, probably not Jericho, probably not Cody, or although I think it would play into Cody's character pretty well.
Yeah, that would
for
be
him
awesome
to show up there. But I think Brian would actually be one of the easier ones. He's kind of, after losing to Hangman, he's kind of been off TV. And I think it actually would work out well for him to just take a month or so before he shows back up again.
Plus, his wife's going to be in the ring, too.
His wife's going to be there. He left on really good terms. Like, I could see them bringing in Brian for this. He was in last WrestleMania, so I could see them bringing him in. It's going to be real damn confusing for us on this podcast. We're just going to try to call him just Brian, and that should like cover both bases there. But I think that makes the most sense to do. It's the easiest for AEW Forbidden Door to do.
Yeah.
The craziest one would really be Punk. With all the shit that and the lawsuits that he's been involved with at WWE, that would be the absolute craziest Forbidden Door thing to happen. I don't think that's going to happen. Or just like MJF going through it and trolling, especially he talks about how he's basically going to leave AEW once his contract's up. That would also be fun. But yeah.
More than anything, I want them to just randomly announce that they're going to do a tag team Royal Rumble, because they fired all the tag teams, so there's only like 6 left. So if the Forbidden Door was literally just like the tag teams from every company, that would be awesome. They could do something like that, and it wouldn't hurt them at all. But yeah, I don't in a million years see it being Punk. Cody does make so much damn sense. And it would, honestly, what would really make a lot of sense would be if Cody was like number 3 as Stardust, went back, washed his face, and came out again as Cody in like Homelander suit. That would make so much sense because you wouldn't know what the hell was going on. It could work.
Yeah. What about man? I just kind of lost my train of thought there. But who else would it be?
Well, tell me ideal scenario. If you could pick anybody for it to be, who is it?
As long as it's a one-off or a WrestleMania one-off, I don't want I don't want them to sign with the company, but I would be up for Okada from New Japan, coming over here. Why not? He's their champion. It would be difficult for him to eventually have a match with Roman because that means one of them has to lose.
Well, if you go that route, all signs point to them somehow finagling this being Roman Brock again.
Yeah.
So if it were Okada, who do you want? Because he'd have to challenge whoever's on Raw.
Right.
Who do you put him in the ring with?
So you're saying we're gonna we're just gonna forget about the whole Brock thing and just like one of the other people.
Just because I think the rumor on Wednesday was that the plan right now is for Rollins to take the belt from Roman somehow, and then Brock is going to take the Universal. No, the WWE titles go into SmackDown with Brock against Roman, and that way Rollins can defend the belt against whoever wins the Rumble. So if I mean, Rollins would probably be a really good choice. He's a little smaller, but he's strong, so he could probably pull off like an Okada Ospreay type match.
Yeah.
Kevin Owens would be a good one. I don't know what they're because apparently Elimination Chamber is not going to happen, or it's going to happen in some weird form. So I don't know.
WrestleMania Chamber.
Yeah. If Rollins wins the belt, I don't know if he's going to have to defend it between now and WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So it would probably be Rollins. Ideally, I want to see Roman Omega. I know Kenny's been kind of rehabbing for a little bit. And that, Roman Brock is kind of set in stone, but the build would be easy as hell. It's number 1 versus number 2 in the world. This thing would be easy as shit to promote. You'd have, I mean, the idea that Kenny Omega is finally there, at WrestleMania just sounds amazing. I don't know. I think somehow in my head, I built that as like a dream scenario. He wouldn't stay there for very long, so he'd have to lose to Roman at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But that would just be, I think it would be amazing. I think the match would be stellar. But there's no way in hell it's going to happen.
Well, watch we find out, like, of all this talk about like who we think our dream scenario, who we think would be trolling, or even what we think is logical with like Moose. It's going to be like Ryan Namath. And Dolph is going to take him out or something like that. Like that's what it's going to be.
That's their idea of a Forbidden Door surprise. Yeah, I could.
Where they
I
have
could
to
see
spend
it.
more. They have to spend more time explaining who it is, that it's Dolph younger brother, than like he's actually going to be in the Rumble.
I mean,
like Johnny Knoxville is going to knock him out for some reason. Not even Dolph.
Maybe a guy like Jonathan Gresham makes sense.
Yeah.
Ring of Honor champ. He's defending on every other show, so
yeah,
it's not like he couldn't take a one-off booking in WWE to do the Rumble. And then Pat McAfee could acknowledge him as the Ring of Honor champion, as he's done numerous times for Mickie James already. He went nuts for Lita on SmackDown.
Yeah,
Pat McAfee's a treasure. If they ever let him go, it'll break my heart, and I'll stop watching SmackDown.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put that out there. He's the best part of that show every week.
Gresham isn't. So we were talking about like, what does someone kind of get out of it type thing. And, although WWE's kind of stopped buying like catalogs of other wrestling promotions, especially with the move to Peacock. But I mean, you talk about like for the documentaries and all that type of stuff, like doing a Ring of Honor, having a Ring of Honor star on there, like, WWE always wants, like Rollins is famous like for being a major champion over there. Like there's several. I know the only other person I can think of right now is Samoa Joe, but you also had Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens. You had several other people that were important, and in that footage library, which I'm sure Sinclair is wanting to like offload. Like maybe that's some kind of deal that they make where like Ring of Honor's like, okay, we like money, sure, but like also let's get Gresham on here to like, and have him have a decent showing in the Rumble. Like he doesn't necessarily have to win, but like let him maybe eliminate somebody or something like that. To kind of like help us stay in the minds of wrestling fans and stuff.
Yeah.
While they're off there, I could see that like some kind of deal worked out there. If it's AEW, I almost feel like it's because they want someone for the Hall of Fame, or there's some kind of trade I think that would have to happen
for
it to be AEW to make it worth it, because I don't think it's not like Tony needs the money. So I don't. Yeah, I like there has to be some kind of thing like how they Impact exchanged Christian, or they got Christian in exchange for letting Flair go do the Hall of Fame stuff. So yeah, I don't know.
I guess it could be Christian.
Yeah, just forever going back and forth to WWE.
Just popping in only for the Rumble and then to get punted by Randy Orton. Yeah. That's his career at this point. He stands behind Jungle Boy and then he gets punted by Randy Orton.
Oh man.
Randy Orton, the greatest wrestler in all of time and space. I'm convinced of it at this point after that video you sent me this morning.
Here's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna have Christian in the Royal Rumble, and we're gonna have Randy Orton come over onto Dynamite and punt kick Christian there because just to switch things up. So.
Oh man, I guess Jericho would be their like legend. Or he could just start showing up like punt Jericho and then punt Jay Lethal, and he's hunting for Paul White.
Yeah,
he's been looking for him for a year now. That could work. I'm on board for that.
And he still shows up on TV. Otherwise, like for WWE, he just shows up. That's all he does in AEW. He doesn't even wrestle a match or anything like that.
He just RKOs somebody and then punts them, and then he's no promos, no nothing. Let's get him a Viper luchador mask, dude.
Yeah.
Just add to how ridiculous it's going to be.
Oh, man. So we got Knoxville, and then as well, and then I'm hoping maybe we get I don't know if it's going to happen, but with Scream out in Scream 5 out in theaters, I think this weekend. Like it would be cool if Arquette showed up.
It would be kind of cool.
We're probably only going to have one celebrity in the Rumble, and it's probably going to be Knoxville.
I mean, technically, he's a former world champion, which doesn't make him a celebrity so much as a legend.
Yeah.
I mean, by their own standards, it doesn't take much to be a legend. So.
Yeah, I would like to see more spots for Arquette anyway, like, not involving Nick Gage. But yeah, we'll see. Well, I think we'll kind of wrap it up here. It went a little long one today, but there's a lot of fun possibilities for this Rumble. Again, it's probably going to be like Peter Avalon or Ryan Namath, or like not to like bag on those guys.
It'll be Luther.
Yeah. Who is incredibly charming. Listening to Cole Cabana's podcast on the cruise, he's got a lot of fun stories about essentially doing shows out in the far north of Canada, where they had to do that like ice road trucker type situation where they had to just drive over the frozen lakes. That sounds terrifying for like probably making like $50.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, have a good rest of your wrestling week. And what should they do, man?
Like, share, ring the bell, milk the cow, subscribe to us on YouTube and, podcasts on your iPhone. I don't know if we're on Spotify, probably.
We
honestly,
are, because
I don't know where the hell all this posts to. So, like, subscribe, share, do all that on every format where you can find us. It makes us look good.
Yeah, we're definitely on Spotify because Anchor is owned by Spotify. So, so like our podcast platform is owned by them. So yeah, you can find us on pretty much everywhere. If you want to go on our website, if you're just curious and for some reason you can't find it in your podcast player of choice, go on our website, thedarkmatch.com, and you can click, there's a little podcast subscribe button, and it just pops up like all the different like logos of all the different places, and you can click on it from there, and it'll take you, if you're on your phone, it'll take you to the app or whatever, and then you can just easily subscribe from that point.
He's clearly the tech savvy one.
All right, well, have a good week, and we'll see you with more wrestling news.